Welcome back to another episode of Unveil the Real Podcast. I'm your host, Scoobs. And today's a very special day, y'all. Man, it's election day. I hope everyone got out and voted. But because this is our time, this is my platform, I want to ask you guys a question. If you had three things that you can do if you were being elected, what are three things that you would do to change the world or the world that you live in? All right, the first thing that I would change if I was being elected, I want to say when you become an adult, preferably, once you graduated high school, you have to reach your fitness and health goals. That all has to be in order, okay? I'm not trying to sound rude or disrespectful, but don't nobody want to date no fat, chubby person, whether man or woman. Sorry, no disrespect. Call it what you want. Also, along with the first thing that I would change is financials. All right. If we're talking about dating and things like that, when you get out in the real world, no one wants to date someone who is not established, don't have their financials in order, unhealthy, unfit, things like that. Now, again, bear with me. This does go for men and women. This definitely goes for men and women as far as financials, health and fitness, all of that. But when it comes to financials, the man, and I'm just speaking from my point of view on how I want my kids and my culture to be. The man should have a career path or entrepreneurs, whatever successful business or career that man wants to do or wants to be, then hey, I feel like that goes hand in hand with, having your financials in order. But as far as for the women goes, it all depends on how the men and women are raising their daughters in that house as well. Do you want your wife to be a stay-at-home wife? Do you want her to be go whatever you want to call it, 50-50 with the bills or daycare, things like that, so again, it all depends on what you and your partner agree on. But again, in most cases, I feel like the man should be the one who, quote unquote, is bringing home the bacon, But again, it's still family. It's still the jobs of moms and mothers and fathers to make sure that their daughters are well groomed, well taken care of, and know how to treat their husband and know how to, cook, clean and raise the kids while the man is, out getting the bacon. All right. Now, the second thing that I would change, if I was elected, is religion. All right. This is big. To me, this is very big. Now, the reason why I would change religion, because, again, if everyone really knows the true facts, as far as religion goes and things like that, then you all will know that everywhere it's so divided. It's so divided between cultures, just the population overall. Imagine a world if everyone, it's a church on every 2 or 3 blocks, but imagine if everyone actually had the same religion. Think of how more peaceful and how more united the whole world would be, you know what I'm saying? Not just my city or whatever the case may be. So I truly believe that one religion would really, that'll solve a lot of issues between, like I said, let's just say population overall and a lot of different cultures and everyone. All right. The last thing that I would change is the education system. All right. A few things that I would change as far as some of the classes is daily physical activity. I'm big on just physical activity. We love keeping our kids active, and even if they're at home, we got to be doing something, whether inside or outside the house. All right. So daily physical activity, it can variety of things between obviously learning new different games as far as physical sports, gardening, just in general, just finding different things to do, workshop, who doesn't need to learn how to fix these things on their own sometimes. All right. So again, daily physical activity. all right, on top of health and nutrition classes, all right. I feel like this is very big because from a young age, I feel like we all should be more educated on the things that we are eating, the things that we are putting in our bodies. So no, not starting in high school, not starting. I mean, we're talking as young as, when a child is able to talk, when a child is able to say yes or no, things like that. They should get a better understanding of what is being put into their bodies, and again, letting them know this is bad, or whatever, this is good for you, things like that. All right. Now, another part to the education system that I would like to change, it goes hand in hand. Not everyone wants to go to college. All right. I don't care who you are. Everyone knows, men and women, everyone has everyone has classmates who has went to these big universities. They've been to the community colleges. They've been to all of them. Not everyone is pursuing that career. And again, a lot of times it might be something that your family has forced you to do, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like there should be some type of entrepreneur classes, depending on, what type of skills you have. But if you know those skills at a very young age, I feel like as far as schools go, we can even go all the way down to elementary. You know what I'm saying? I feel like all of these schools should have some type of entrepreneur classes, or even trade school, trade classes for those that, want to be, the plumbers, the construction workers, the, environmental scientists and other engineers and things like that. We need more people like this in the world, and this is what makes, everything that we see in front of us go. We can even go trucking, getting your CDLs and things like that. I know that's a little far-fetched, if you're in elementary or middle school, but still, you could really learn all that you can about the trucking business. You might not even want to drive trucks, but you want to own, a lot of trucks. It's so many varieties of ways to really get involved as far as, the trade or entrepreneurship. So I want to say that's a good part that I would love for schools to try to put in the future, just in case not everyone wants to pursue a career in law or, medical fields and other little fields like that. And going along with what I was saying about, if you do not want to go to college, perfectly fine, right? This is the real world we're talking about. Now, let's talk about if you actually do want to go to college, all right? I feel like in schools, even as young as elementary school, they should have certain classes for kids who actually do want to go to college. They actually want to pursue a career, but they should give them more experiences for these classes and just more experiences for college, period. That way, by the time they're out, walking across their stage after high school, they'll already have a huge jump start on college when the time comes for them. I want to add one more comment about entrepreneurship, because I feel like it would be a very good idea for different entrepreneurs, again, I mentioned, if you're in some type of trade, electricians, plumbers, things like that. I think it'd be a great idea for those type of people, those type of successful people, to visit schools or even have the students, just kind of join, almost like a field trip, like a day in the life with that person, if that's like some type of career path that student is really wants to go down. But and I'll just mention, even my wife, she's into beauty a lot, in particular makeup and hair and things like that. but also she's very good with skincare and amongst other things when it comes to being healthy, staying healthy, even being fit as well, because she is a trainer in that. So can you give us, just a rough idea of what I'm trying to explain?
Well, thank you first for all the admiration and compliments. So I appreciate you seeing me. But I would say, to better explain what you're saying to me, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you would like children and young adults to be able to spend more time in the field that they are interested in.
Yes.
And spend more time doing the things and practicing the talents so that they can develop them at a younger age and not wait until they're 18 to say, okay, let me start now.
Yes.
Because they can either decide to go down that path or they can, tweak it a little bit to their liking. Maybe they want to do photography part-time and they still want to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not being able to feel like they have to commit their full life, but be able to still develop their interests and their talents at a younger age.
Yep. That's definitely spot on. I do appreciate that. I will say this too, because I'm not going to say like it's a bad thing, but I am a victim of someone who in high school, I was your typical, pretty ranked up there in the city and even in the state as far as a football player, but that's all I really knew. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, and I know a lot of my guys know exactly what I mean when you devote your time, and everything to that school, your books. And then it's the weight room, then it's just everything is just training, all the strength and conditioning. So anyway, you devote so much time focusing on what you love, right, which is football, that again, and we see it in a million different sports movies and everything, it gets real when your coaches or even parents, everybody asks you, so what about if football doesn't work out? You know what I'm saying? And me just having that mindset, I just knew I was going to be playing football. You know what I'm saying? After high school, after college, all the way to the pros. But again, that did not happen. So I just think I always can look back and think like, man, what if I actually did have, I guess you could say, some type of mentorship, or if there was just another program out there that can really just come to you, at school and, hey, what are you interested in? Oh, okay, you like outdoors, you like the trees and things like that. There might be some type of environmental scientist or, engineer. There's just someone out there for everyone. And again, if they can just devote even just 1 hour, you know what I'm saying? 1 hour at a time, or, a couple days a week, or just 1 day a week, and we'll just get right back to where we left off at. And you never know the outcome of what that student, might be interested in after, a whole school year or even a half a school year. So I will say that, these are my options as far as like what I would personally change, because I feel like it starts with the youth. I'm very big on youth. My wife knows this. All my family and friends understand this too. I'm very big on youth. It starts with them. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's going to take the parents, the uncles, aunties. It's going to take us to really keep all the young ones, keep the youth motivated into doing whatever it is that they feel like they might be interested in, So even our daughter right now, our youngest daughter, Marley, she is interested in, she loves to cook. She can definitely cook. So, I'm always trying to, every now and then I want her to, make us something. But then also, she's very hands-on. She's very crafty too. She loves making these wristbands. And, she's always trying to create new things as well. So even with that being said, we're trying to find different things for her to do, because between the cooking and being crafty, she might want to do robotics, or she might wants to create or invent something, for the kitchen, or some type of machine that can make you a bracelet or a necklace. You know what I'm saying? She's a very intelligent young lady, so we are going to have to go back and see, what she might wants to do in the future. Boom. All right, so get into week 9, man. It was a very interesting week, you know what I'm saying? Starting off on the Thursday night game with the Texans and the Jets. Definitely didn't have too much hope for Aaron Rodgers or whatnot, but they actually pulled off the dub, 21-13. I will say, man, I don't know if it was the Texans' O-line or what, but they were just not in sync. C.J. Strauss, man, I feel like he had a season low, if you ask me. It was still cool. He had 191 yards, 0 touchdowns, though. It's just not C.J. Stroud. But, even Joe Mixon, he had 24 carries for 106 yards, 1 touchdown, though. So my whole thing is, it's like Diggs is done for the season. You still have 1 or 2 wide receivers that they're still waiting to come back, but I don't know, man. I just feel like they just put a lot on Joe Mixon and C.J. Stroud, but I would do the same thing though. Stack the box. They don't have like an elite wide receiver besides Tank Dell, who is just gonna, you know what I'm saying, get that ball quick on the release. That was something that Diggs was very known for. He was very known for the quick slant or a nice hard hook, you know what I'm saying, getting yards after the catch. But anyway, man, congratulations to the Jets on their win. A-Rod, I don't know, man. It was a nice win. And Garrett Wilson, early, because it was a Thursday night game, he did have the catch of the week, on a touchdown pass. I got to give him a shout out too, because again, I got him in my fantasy football league. But hell of a game, though. It was a pretty good game, but man, C.J. Stroud, he got to do better than that. Even the Washington Commanders game, Jaden Daniels, man, I believe this is his second game back from that injury he had. He's looking very good, though, man. I got to give him his props, man. But they definitely got the dub. I believe they're probably ranked, I want to say, at the top in their division. They should be. But Jaden Daniels, man, good job. He got 209 yards for 2 touchdowns. Let me see. What did he do on his feet? On his feet, man, he had 8 carries for 34. He got 35 yards on the ground. We know how this goes. Jaden Daniels, man, very high-powered, speedy quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's like a little Lamar Jackson. So big ups to them for beating the Giants. I don't think nobody was too surprised from this victory, but it still came kind of close, actually, 27-22. So, man, let's hope the Commanders can figure some things out. We'll go from there. All right, man, I gotta speak on this Cowboys game. And why am I calling it the Cowboys game? It was the Falcons game, but I just, again, everybody knows, if you watch the 50-60 show, which is also on YouTube, Rosie actually gave, he was just like, why are you choosing the Cowboys to win? What are you thinking? Dak Prescott, he's a choke artist. That's all he does. So, again, man, I know. It was crazy for me to even just think that they were going to win, but the game was horrible. They were going for it on 4th downs, and it was just a horrible game. It really was. You know what I'm saying? Prescott, he's hurt. He's probably going to be out for, quite a while now, but I don't know, man. Good, big ups for the Falcons for not losing this game, even though again it came down to a touchdown. But it looks like Cooper Rush is going to be the starting quarterback this coming week for the Cowboys. Which again, he's going to do better. I'm looking at the numbers right now between Cooper Rush and Prescott. Prescott, 18 for 24 with 133 yards and 1 touchdown. Cooper Rush, 13 for 25 with 115 yards and 1 touchdown as well. So this just goes to show, is it Prescott? Is it the coaching? I mean, honestly, I think it's all around. They do have some injuries as well, but I'm sorry, versus the Falcons, that was probably the worst performance I've ever seen the NFL have, just probably my whole lifetime. That was probably the worst performance I've ever seen. They got a lot of things to figure out. You got Zeke Elliott, who I believe if anyone paid attention, he didn't even suit up this game because I believe they said he missed too many meetings. He's supposed to be a veteran at this point. They didn't bring him back to the team. Man, like, what is going on with the Cowboys, man? So, yeah, good thing the Falcons won. It should have been a blowout, though, so Falcons got to get it together too, man. Joe Burrow, man, I'll give it up to him, dude. Threw for 251 yards, 5 touchdowns. 1 interception, though, which is fine. And I mean, the mistakes is going to happen. We see what Mahomes is doing. But, 5 touchdown passes, you know what I'm saying? Come on, it doesn't get too much better than that. And as I'm looking at these stats, I just realized they did all of that without T. Higgins, but big ups to the Bengals, they're still beneath the Chiefs, they're still beneath Mahomes, but again, that was just a good punishing act that I'm glad happened. I was speaking a little bit about Jaden Daniels as far as the MVP, but we got to talk about Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, he's right up there, He's up there in the run for MVP. This man threw 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, all right? So, again, that's just what he's doing he's continuing to do with his arm. You got Derrick Henry rushed for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, again, that dynamic duo right there, put them on a read option, nobody's going to be able to stop them, as long as they stay healthy throughout the season. Now, I did just say nobody. I do want to correct myself. They already got put down by the Chiefs, but again, I truly believe we are going to see them again later on in the season. I said this early in the season this year, and I'm still saying it right now. We're going to see the Baltimore Ravens again. Because the way that they're playing, nobody's going to be able to stop them. And since we're talking about MVPs, man, the young man with the play of the week, really the play of the year, man, Saquon Barkley, as you guys can see on the screen right now, that play was ridiculous. This dude did a backwards hurdle over someone just in the middle of a play after already just kind of manhandling and juking a couple other defenders. But again, man, if Saquon Barkley keeps playing like this, then he's definitely going to be a runner-up in that MVP category, because that performance that he had this past week in Week 9 was he was on fire. 159 yards, 1 touchdown. But again, I believe the 1 touchdown. Oh yeah, excuse me. He scored 2 touchdowns. All right, one was rushing, the other was receiving. Because I was about to say I know he scored a receiving touchdown as well. But yes, he scored on a reception. He got a reception. He scored a receiving touchdown as well. Devontae Smith, I gotta highlight him as well, man. That hell of a catch that he made in the end zone as well. I mean, Hurts is just throwing that thing up there, man, and I don't know. We're going to see, man, because I will say the Eagles' defense they've been shutting down almost everyone this season. They are 6-2, but their defense, which I have in one of my fantasy football leagues, they are getting me points every week. So, hats off to the defense for the Eagles. Again, they played the Jaguars as well. So this game, it actually ended up being a 5-point game difference, in the win. But Jalen Hurts, man, keep doing what you're doing. He threw for 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. But, of course, he has 1 rushing touchdown as well. So, Eagles are looking good. Yeah, so again, Jordan Love, man, he still had a decent performance. I'm looking at his stats. He threw 273 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. The 1 interception that he threw, though, was very stupid. In my opinion, no clue at all why he didn't just throw it out of bounds. I'd rather you take the intentional grounding than actually take a pick six. It was a pick six. And I can't remember the guy's number, but he was either a linebacker or a defensive lineman. But either way, it was a pick six. A very short pass that he just tried to throw. I'm sorry, because I got him in my other fantasy league, so I was very upset. You know what I'm saying? Just throw it away, take the intentional ground and penalty or whatever, but don't just throw it anywhere. Now it's a pick six. But anyway, man, it's another mental. Those little things like that is what the Packers got to figure out, man. But again, back to the 7-1 Detroit Lions. They're doing their thing. Now, let me read off the stats for Goff. They actually were not that much. He only threw for 145 yards and 1 touchdown, right? But that's because he has 2 running backs who I believe they're going by Sonic and the Hedgehog or whatever. But between David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, dude, these 2 dudes right here, they're just going to be a problem. That's how embarrassing it was, because again, Goff didn't even have to do anything. He didn't even have to do too much, because Gibbs and Montgomery, they did it all. Montgomery, 73 yards, all right, on 17 carries. Gibbs, 11 carries, 65 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now, again, Montgomery definitely should have had 1, but again, they handle business, and it's a reason why they're called Sonic and the Hedgehog or whatever, because that duo is just going to be ridiculous, because it's almost like now you can have one in the backfield and you can have another one lining up at slot or wherever you want to need them to be at, because they're definitely a threat when it comes to scrimmage yards. All right, man, and last but not least, man, these dang Chiefs. That Chiefs versus Buccaneers game, it definitely was about the game of the week. Good Monday night game it was. Again, Mayfield, let's read off his stats. 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. He actually had to rush a few times. Yeah, I'm looking at it. He rushed 4 times for 20 yards. He did what he had to do to get that first down. But again, I believe with Mike Evans, who is down and out, and Chris Godwin, missing on that roster right now, I know that just plays a huge factor. I believe his tight end was his number one, threat. 8 receptions for 77 yards. Yeah, Autumn. Yeah, so again, Buccaneers, I will say that, man, Baker Mayfield, he's definitely doing a lot better still than what a lot of people thought he was going to do maybe 1 or 2 years ago. But that it just goes to show that, yes, you can still be a decent quarterback, but again, you still need the weapons to throw it to. You can't, your tight end is not going to win you, a lot. Unless we're talking about Brady and Gronk or something like that. But again, man, let's get on up to the next, man. These Chiefs. These good old Chiefs, man. Patrick Mahomes, man, he threw for 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I believe this is the first week first week that he has not thrown an interception. That is very good. I mean, again, he definitely has something to prove this week. I hate to mention this because, again, I want to say it was on like back-to-back plays that he almost threw an interception on like 2 plays in a row. I mean, literally slipped out of the defender's hand. So, again, Mahomes is going to do what he has to do to win. Doing my homework, doing my research, people are all saying, oh, they made the mistake by letting him get the ball first. Well, it's like, okay, yeah, but at the end of the day, dang, Buccaneers got to have some type of, confidence in themselves. But whatever, man, they'll figure it out. I'm just glad Kareem Hunt, he's doing good because it was a pretty wet game. Of course, we knew we was going to have to be on the ground quite a bit. But, again, Mahomes, he did his thing on, through the air and on the ground. Xavier Worthy, hey, man, you tripping on that play. Could have scored so early in the game. Not only did you not keep your feet in, you stepped out of bounds with the second foot. So it was an incomplete pass altogether when it should have been a walk-in touchdown. So, again, man, let's be a little more disciplined. I'm sure they're going to chew them out all this week on that because that was a very huge play early in the game, very early in the game, and he was just wide open. Whew. But anyway, last but not least, big up to D-Hop. D-Hop, man, 8 receptions, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. This man was on fire, man. I will give him that much. And also Travis Kelce, leading receiver, 14 receptions, 100 yards, no touchdown. But again, man, he's still getting back in that rhythm. I don't know if a lot of these dudes are like hiding injuries and things like that, but I'm just loving the pace that we're staying at in order to just win the game. You know what I'm saying? Yes, everyone is getting mad about stats because everyone wants the Chiefs on their fantasy teams. But I think a lot of people are starting to realize, like, all right, this is probably not the year. This is definitely probably not the year for the Chiefs to have too many people on your fantasy team. I'm just being honest. You got Xavier Worthy, who he'll get a big bomb, but even looking at his stats, Xavier Worthy, no receiving. He didn't get any receptions. As far as rushing goes, he got 2 carries for negative 10 yards. So, unless it is a running back, which in this case will be Kareem Hunt, I just don't see how, you can pick anybody on the Kansas City Chiefs on the fantasy football. Just being honest. And again, last but not least, speaking of injuries, Mahomes, everyone's seen how he got a little banged up, right there, in the midst of the game. But he came right back. He came right back out. I actually forgot that Carson Wentz was our backup quarterback. I was like, oh, shit, we still good. You know what I'm saying? Even with Carson Wentz coming in. But Mahomes being Mahomes, he wants to be a leader. He's trying to show. I love that he just showed and just showed good leadership skills by, man, my whatever it was, my ankle, whatever's a little, but he got right back in there after that. So, hats off to Mahomes for that, man. That takes a lot of leadership, takes a lot of heart, period. Because if you kind of tweak your ankle or knee or wherever it was, the fact that you came right back in on the next drive, because again, I want to say we scored the touchdown, of course, kicked the field goal, boom, and then Buccaneers probably went 3 and out, and boom, Mahomes got right back on the field, you know what I'm saying? So, but still, big ups to Carson Wentz. Warming up that arm, being ready to get in whenever he needs to, man. That's one thing I love about football. Like, it's all about who's ready to get in, who's ready to lead the team to a victory. So I'm all here for it, man. I'm here for it. again, that's my week 9 recap. I mean, again, it definitely could have been a lot better games, but I just want to highlight the few games that I knew I really enjoyed. But that Chiefs game was definitely a monster. Saquon Barkley, this man is doing backwards hurdles now. He just unlocked a new move in football. So it might be some weird stuff going on between high school and college football now, I bet.
Hey, that's just how I feel. Yeah, that's just how I feel. Hey.
All right, so let's get into a reaction video today. Let's see what we got.
Hey, what? Man, what is this? Who is these kids on my couch? Who is this? Huh? Hey, babe, come here. Who is this? What you got going on? Who is this? Huh? Who is these kids? Come on, y'all, get up. Get up, y'all.
They don't have to get up.
What you mean? Come on.
don't
We're
have
not
to
doing
get
this.
up.
Who kids is these? Who kids is these? We're not doing that.
My baby daddy, other kids.
Yo, baby daddy, other kid. Man, no. Come on. Get y'all bags. Come on. Come on, get y'all bags. Come on. Get y'all bags. Get y'all bags. Come on. Get your bag. Get your bag. Come on.
No, they don't have
Yes,
to
they
go
do. Come on,
nowhere.
get y'all
No, they
bags.
don't.
I'm not doing it. Talking about yourself, baby daddy, other kids. Come on.
Don't get up.
Come on. Come on.
Y'all ain't gotta
Come
get
on.
up.
Come on, wake up. Wake up. Come on. It's time to go.
No, y'all
It's
don't-
time to go. Come
Y'all
on.
don't gotta go.
Come on, y'all.
They don't have to go nowhere.
Yo, baby daddy, other kids.
Yes, he needed somewhere for them to stay tonight. Not
Why
let
you
them
playing
come
with
here.
me?
I'm not playing with you. I let
Huh?
my baby daddy, other kids come here.
Man, y'all tripping. Everybody come on, let's go. No, I'm not doing it. I'm
So they
not
can't-
doing it.
so they can't
no,
stay here?
can't nobody stay. You go too. Bye.
I'm not.
Come on.
No, they
Bye.
can stay here.
Come on, get that bag. Bye.
No.
Go ahead.
These kids are okay.
Man, I
Let
ain't,
them sleep.
bro, this is my career. Ain't
Let
nobody
them
going to
sleep.
sleep.
It's
No.
early. They
It's time to
tired.
go. Bye. It's time to
I
leave.
told him he
No.
can bring him here.
No.
The baby mama put him in the kids'
Bro, I don't
house.
care about none of that. Bro, you got to go.
No,
You
they-
and your stepkids. Bye.
All right, man. So, wow. All right, so everybody can understand that was a guy looked like he came home from work or whatever the case may be. His girlfriend, who I guess don't necessarily live there, but she lives there, I guess, you know. But anyway, yeah. So her baby daddy, she has another baby daddy. Her baby daddy's other kids needed somewhere to stay because him and the baby daddy, the baby daddy and the kids got kicked out by the baby mama or the girlfriend. I don't know. That was everybody can see it in the video. That was just too much for me. In my opinion, yes, no. That's definitely not going down at my house. I feel like everybody who know me already know that. I can say this honestly. My son has siblings. Can never just do anything like that. I don't allow kids. I don't allow adults that are just not involved with me, or you know what I'm saying. Yes, I'm a good Samaritan. I love helping people. I love helping the youth, but I just feel like we're all grown and we got to learn how to take accountability for ourselves. Now, yes, this is why I've always had to do a lot of things on my own, starting with having a roof over my head for myself and for my son and for my family. But and I'm definitely speaking even years back, you know what I'm saying, when it was just me and my son. But no. Even after my son's mother had more and more kids, it's kind of sad because I'm glad that conversation never came about with my son, because again, I consistently get my son every week, if that makes sense. We're splitting. Me and his mom, we split, everything's split, but I can see it on his face. I can definitely see it that a lot of times he wants to come to my house. He wants to be with me, but he wants his siblings to come as well. But I just feel like that's just something seriously that between my son, between my friends and family, everybody know I do not play like that. And even if I was even just thinking of my girlfriend or whatever the case may be, she gonna have to already know ain't nothing like that going on. That is just too much, too personal, and definitely too close to home. Like you getting me involved in whatever, your baby daddy got going on. That is just way too far. So I can honestly say no, I don't agree with what the woman did. It's sad, on the kids' sake, but again, this is why I always try to mention to everyone, this is why you need to really be careful with who you lay down with, because again, it ain't always what it seems to be. You know what I'm saying? That one fun night, of whatever y'all did, it can turn into a whole lifetime of misery. You being a man getting kicked out of a house is ridiculous. And again, anybody who know me, I'm a firm believer in that. Work hard for yours first. You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself first. And I'm really speaking to the men. I'm speaking to all my guys out there. Take care of yours first, man. Don't even try to lay down. Especially unprotected sex. Don't even try it. Don't even try it, man. And I feel like, yes, it takes a lot of people, a little time to learn these lessons, even me, for example. But at the end of the day, you got to really just wake up and learn how to work hard for what's yours. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want to allow anyone to want to, even feel comfortable with kicking you out. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, kick me out. I'll go to my own house. That's what type of time I'm on. But, I just can't do it. I can't see it. It's just ridiculous if you ask me. But, big ups to that man for stepping in, walking in his own house and telling them, nope, y'all got to go. You can go too. Hey, you and your stepkids, that part really cracking me up. He said you and your stepkids can go. I mean, they brung the whole mother logo over there, but it's sad. That's sad, but no, we ain't playing them type of games in my house either. So, again, big ups to that guy for doing that. I get it. The lady's trying to have a kind heart for her kids, but no, because we don't know what type of funny business they got going on, or she could have been finessing that dude just to find somewhere to sleep, just to have somewhere to sleep. Maybe that chick don't have nowhere to sleep as well. So that's why, man, hey, men and women out here, y'all got to really be careful with who y'all laying down with, who y'all meet, get to know them. Hey, what's your relationship with your parents? With what's your relationship with your kids too? What's your relationship with your baby daddy, baby mama too? Again, so just keep that in mind, y'all. Be careful with who you lay down with. Be careful with who you devoting all your time to, because again, they could be using you, or hey, it could be for other pure reasons. But that was just some straight ratchet stuff, if you ask me. Straight ratchet. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode. Let's get into the song of the week. It's called Perfect Day to Do Some Math by Kush Llama and Stone's Neighbor. Man, until next time, y'all.
I fell in love with hustling, always knew I wanted more. Always wanted sneakers that my mother couldn't afford, so what I do? Fill my backpack up. He a goofy, so I taxed that brother. Driving around checking trash. Perfect day to do some math.